Not sexy. It's a cartoon.
They were showing whole nipples in High School DxD.
Oh shit.
What were they showing whole nipples on? You said.
High School DxD.
Oh, I never saw that one. I watched Dirty Pair because there was action in it. Like they were they were shooting things and cutting things in half with laser swords. I'm like, I'm in on that. And it just happened to also have scenes where their titties would be out.
Yeah, that's like that's how it was with High School DxD. It was like it was an anime where it's about this kid who's a pervert, like,
right.
And he becomes a devil, like a mini devil for this devil, pretty much demon family.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like pretty much with this entire group of like women, and he just
so it's like what do they call it? Harem animes?
Yeah, pretty much harem animes, yeah. Ichi harem animes. Like,
hey, y'all remember Futurama?
I still watch that shit. Even though I got like all the episodes memorized.
I just read that they were the most educated group writers room. Any cartoon, they have like master's degrees and they're all from Harvard and all that shit like that. Like, that's ridiculous. Like all that talent, and they just do cartoons.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, what the fuck? That's not what I wanted.
Thinking about changing the world, but nah, they're just gonna do a cartoon.
Hell yeah.
That's funny.
That's it. Best way to go. Y'all wanna check out the stream real quick?
Oh yeah.
I put a little music under there.
I would say like turn down music just slightly.
Yeah. It's not gonna be. I don't want it to run while we're talking. It's just while we're warming up and for intermission and shit like that. Cause I feel like while I was listening to some stuff in the car while me and my wife were talking, and it's just kind of distracting. Like while you're in the middle of a discussion. Right. Whereas the focus should be on us.
Right.
But I mean, if y'all, feel differently, like I'm definitely not saying that's gotta be the way it is, but that was the kind of the conclusion that I came to. And I mean, if y'all feel differently, let me know. Like, what's up?
Nah, I'm good. I'm good on that.
So let me go run my AirPods real quick.
All right, bud.
It's firing up my
Got them right here.
other computadora.
Over here looking like a true artist.
You said what?
AJ over here looking like a true artist.
Oh, with the Scully on and stuff?
Scully on, beard.
That's every week.
I don't work for the man. I don't work for the man.
Oh shit.
The government conspiracy man.
Alright, let
They're
me
out to
post the
get
link
me.
real quick before we get started.
AJ, I can't hear you at all, bro.
Oh shit, yeah, his audio is all the way gone.
It was the mic. I muted myself. So I started trying to paint again, right? So I'm out in the living room. I moved everything out of the way. I laid down a drop cloth, and I'm out there. And my brother's like, "Man, you done went full hipster on me," because I had this. I was like, "Look, man, you got to get in that mindset if you're gonna try to be creative.
Just don't go too far down the road.
No, I hate hipsters.
No kombucha. No.
I don't know, man. I might do kombucha if they have the right flavor.
Kombucha's not really hipster anymore.
No, it still is, especially if you brew it yourself.
Oh
yeah.
No, see, I don't brew it myself.
Oh,
Yeah, like it
like
still is. Like I don't know any non-hipster spot that sells it really.
You can get it at the
Right
grocery
down
store.
here.
Yeah, you can get it at like Target.
Yeah.
Like
No, I
Walmart.
mean I'm talking about like on tap.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Not the.
Like it's a
on
beer?
tap. Yeah, you never seen kombucha on tap?
No, I don't want to.
So there's
I
don't know
ain't
if
never seen that.
I don't know if they still exist because the pandemic probably destroyed them. But there's this cafe. Dr. Black actually shouted it out in Facebook. There's this cafe on right down on Railroad, like right past.
I know what cafe you're talking about.
Called Serenity Cafe.
Yeah.
and they had kombucha on tap. And because basically they basically just do teas and like these weird, what is it called? It's called like what's that? It's like a
Herbal tea.
plant. What? It's not herbal tea. It's what's it called? Dang it. Kava and not kava. What's it called?
Kava.
No, it's not kava. I'm trying to think of the
mocha?
name. No, it's almost like a tea, but it's a different kind of like thing, and it's real bitter. It actually smells terrible to me. It smells fermented, like fermented tea or something like that. Some
And
weird thing.
what do they serve it with?
That's they serve it. They just serve it like they give you like grams of it in a cup of water or whatever, and then people chase it or cut it with juice. But I guess it's
Ginseng? It's like,
no, man, I gotta look it up now. Ginseng is terrible though. It does taste nasty.
or that, what's that other shit? Ginkgo biloba?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kava. Yeah, it's kava bar and then kratom. Kava and kratom.
Huh.
That's what and it's this weird, like, it might be tea. I don't know. They do coffee as well, but it's like a weird like tea coffee kind of mix thing. And they literally just put it in. I've seen them just put it in a cup for these people. Like literally put the powder or leaves or whatever it is, scoop it into a cup with water, and then like or not with water, with juice. They'll chase it with juice. So they're really just drinking like that powdery mixture with like some kind of fruit juice.
Oh, that's
I gotta do that too.
And supposedly it has like, you know, it'll get you. It's kind of gives you like similar effects like coffee or something like that. But it's a real hipster joint. Like I'm looking at their Facebook page right now. But yes, they also have kombucha on tap.
I kind of do that with
What's good, Carl?
Hey, what up, Carl?
With what, JK?
Not too much.
It's kind of the same thing when I do with the kombucha. I drink powder form, so I just put in whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem necessarily with kombucha, but I do think it's still hipster. Like it's still, but
It's good for your gut? Your gut.
Yeah, it's good for your gut.
biome.
For your gut.
Yeah, because it's bacteria.
Yeah.
And so you're adding.
It's good bacteria.
I mean, bacteria is good for your intestines. You need it in there. If you don't have like E. coli is in your intestines, it helps you digest, right?
Yeah, you have.
It's only when you ingest someone else's E. coli that there's a problem.
Yeah.
You have flora.
Don't ingest a pig's E. coli or a cow's
you
E.
don't
coli.
want no one wants that.
Yeah. So like bacteria, it's good to have a good layer of bacteria. That's why yogurt is such a like they try to get you like it'll like fix your if you're having digestive issues, just kind of like balancing yourself out or whatever. But
because all the stuff that we eat destroys all that bacteria. And so
especially if
easily, and because they don't replenish it, and so
just
that's
eat
why.
yeast. What? Sorry, Maurice.
No,
yeast. Yeah, yeast is a bacteria, right?
I mean, yeah, but like, why would I just start ingesting yeast?
So that you could fix your like we're saying, so you can add more bacteria back to your whatever. I'm not
bake some bread in your stomach,
right?
But also, it's the quality. Like just because you eat yeast doesn't mean it's gonna give you quality. Like you want to have something.
You need them living cultures, bro.
Yeah.
I had no idea we were shooting.
Y'all ready to get on? Get started? You said
yeah, we can start it.
I was not moderating the stream.
My daughter's not feeling great, so it might be a time I have to get away for a little bit to see what's going on.
Oh man, sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Hope you start feeling better soon.
Start raining.
For sure. What up, Tech? We just about to get started. Y'all right on time. All right, so go ahead and get started here. Thank y'all for joining us and welcome to the podcast. Follow us at Blurt. Oh shit. Follow us at Blurt. Oh shit. You right quick, just real quick, one time.
Echo.
Ah, crap. I'm over here touching shit. I'm gonna just start that over. Thank you. Thank y'all for joining us. Welcome to the podcast. Follow us at Blerdimension everywhere. If you haven't already,
Oh, we got a
Yeah, we
echo.
still got an echo. Somebody's watching the stream and it's coming through the.
let me see, make sure I got my shit muted.
100%
That might have been me. I had it up for a moment there.
Oh shit! All right.
Told you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Can hear
Yep.
you?
Yeah, we got you.
All right, bet. Thank y'all for joining us. Why am I
There
still
it
hearing
is. It's
echo?
still. Let's see. Hold on.
Oh shit. Calm. All right, we still got echo.
1 2 1 2.
I think
A
we're
little
good.
bit.
Yeah, just like a little tiny. All right, we'll go.
Let's just mute everybody real quick, and then except you.
All right, you got that?
Yeah, I'll do
I
that.
appreciate it. Bet. So, you know when you're ready. All right, looking good. So we're gonna do the intro over. Thank y'all for joining us. Welcome to the podcast. Follow us at Blerdimension everywhere. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the notification bell so you can be the first to know when we got new content for you. I'm Kavan, also at Negrito Suave. We got JK Beasternal. We got JD. Oh shit, what is your username? Create Activity. Yep. And then we got AJ Noslinja. We got Creston, not Cirque. And then we got Carl, KBH, down there in the red. Everybody muted right now. But yeah. So we got 3 segments for the podcast for y'all. First, we're going to talk about what we've been consuming this week. Then we're going to talk about some nerdy news. And last but not least, we got a topic of the week. And today we got a big one. This week, we're going to talk about Microsoft buying ZeniMax Media. And like, man. Then after the podcast, we're going to get into some Halo and probably keep talking shit. So definitely stay tuned for that. So yeah, I mean, let's get into it. Who want to go first with what you've been watching and playing and whatnot?
Trouble is gonna ensue.
Go ahead.
All right, so I know you all said that why can't the name come to me?
Lovecraft.
Yes, Lovecraft was amazing. I know y'all said that. Every podcast, past few weeks since it came out, you've been talking about how awesome it was.
Word.
But y'all didn't tell me.
Are you on my side? Are you on my side?
How fucking good that show was.
Oh,
like,
you're one of them.
I said that the whole time.
Oh my gosh! Like y'all talked about it, but can
Tried to
y'all
talk
like
about.
This goes to
just the
show
writing, the acting? It is phenomenal. Like it is amazing, and that's like all I've been consuming, along with Lower Decks, the Star Trek Lower Decks, which is absolutely hysterical. If you're in need of a laugh, like Lovecraft, it's all serious and whatnot, cool, scary and whatnot. It's great. But if you're in need of a good laugh, because Lovecraft had me kind of like up here and like the anger level, like especially after like episode like 3, I was ready to punch somebody in the face, like straight up. Like first person I saw that was not my complexion was about to get decked. Like it's just, it's how it made me feel inside. So Lower Decks helped to kind of like balance out the intensity that Lovecraft made me feel. But yeah, that's all I've been consuming this week, man. Like Lovecraft has been like fantastic. Like I can't say enough about how good that damn show is if you have not watched it yet. I'm also like I got to episode 4 and that's as far as I'm at right now, but I'm thinking I might just hold off until like the season ends so I can just binge all the way through. Because I didn't realize that they were doing like weekly releases, which for a minute, if I can go on a tangent, I'm sorry. I don't like streaming services that do weekly releases. You're annoying. Be like Netflix, release everything in one go. I'll watch it in one go. Yeah, you'll be talked about for like a week. Whatever. Like, I mean, it's just give me all of the episodes. I don't have the patience to check in with you weekly. This is not cable. Like cable is that weekly shit. This is a streaming service. I pay to stream your content,
They
not to
give you
just
the
be
slow
like
drip.
I don't want the slow
Yo,
transition. I'm not here for that.
Netflix is the
completely
one that
agree with
started
you on
that
that.
shit, right?
Like, I'm not here
They're
for you on
tired
that.
of they're tired of spending billions of dollars to entertain you. So what they're trying to do now is like slow it down. Like you said, like Swall said, it's the slow drip. Like let's
Yeah,
let's
it is
give
better
them a
for
little
like
bit.
social.
Yeah, it's
and
great for social. You know, everyone has a whole weekly check-in, whatnot. I get it. I understand.
you can
But
have all the after
personally,
shows you want and stuff like that.
right?
You can do after shows if somebody binges the whole series.
You could do after shows. You can just release the after shows along with the show itself. You know, just
Ain't nobody got time to
Like
watch no
Walking
after
Dead,
show when you
right?
can watch the next episode.
who watches the after show to begin with? I mean, come on now.
And
People who are
Hey,
desperate
hey,
for content.
I watch
I-
after shows.
I'm about to say,
My bad,
this
brother. My bad.
Great
Nah, it's all
gentlemen
good.
watch after shows. Just great human beings. That's what
I
I've heard.
am not then because I see
That's
the
not
after
what-
show and I go click. Like, wasn't it like Walking Dead that had like the after show that everybody like swore by you have to watch? Like I think it was
More
like
power.
After the Dead or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the name? Hardwick or Hard whatever his name
Yeah.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
from
was
the
just
Attack of the
like,
Show. Not
that
Attack
would
of the Show.
come on. I'd be like, click, because I'm just like, I have no preference. Like, I don't care about you talking deeper in this episode. Like, I just
Well,
watched.
they always had the person that died on the episode. That was always cool.
That's true too. Yeah, like I think I did watch it whenever
Like-
like the actor who died that episode was on. I would watch it just because I'm just like, you
Like,
just
how's it
lost the
feel to not
job,
have a job anymore?
right? Like,
I
Like,
love
that's
how
what comes to
everybody has
mind.
everybody has to pretend that they're cool about not
Yeah.
Not
making
having a
anymore.
job anymore.
Like,
Exactly.
it was just so fun to film that scene where
It
I
was
lost all
just
my
so
money.
great where I lost
Salty.
my money, where like the weekly check I could expect, is now gone. It was so fantastic to
It's so
experience
fun
my
to be
death.
unemployed again, guys. This is
Yep.
the best.
This is the
Yeah.
best. Now I am unemployed. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Disrespectful.
But yeah, that's my week, guys. But yeah, I don't agree with TV as a service at all. You can go
You
to
know
the
this.
deepest parts of hell for that.
Damn.
I'm sure the devil enjoys waiting a month for a new episode. That's
That
right
sounds
up
like
his
some kind
alley
of
of
devil
torture,
behavior.
doesn't it?
No,
Like,
that sounds like
you
devil
know-
behavior right there.
Exactly. He's like redone like the circles of hell, so where like you get like one of the like most fantastic shows you ever watched in your whole entire existence, but you have to wait eternity for the next episode. And that's just
Damn.
like that's a new circle of hell.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
That's the
and then-
2020
exactly.
version of hell.
That's a 2020 version of hell.
The 2020 hell
Purgatory.
update.
Love.
Yep. Exactly.
That and
That's hell
I think on
2.0.
that note, I think on that note, somebody else should
So
go.
yeah. Who else we got?
All right.
You can go,
Wanna go?
JK, since
Yeah.
Oh,
you're talking back,
okay.
man.
I know, right? How you gonna just
Oh,
command
I was
that?
scared. Whatever.
And then be like, oh,
Okay.
somebody else go next.
Okay, mofos, don't get. I'm trying to hold back tonight. I want to cook up real quick.
No, somebody feeling a little spicy. There's somebody turning 30.
That's what it is.
Somebody turning 30.
You turning 30?
30. His boat was gonna break immediately. Once we cross that date line.
Yeah. That's what I always heard. Like at 12 that night, your whole back just starts aching for no damn reason in particular.
My cousin
Yeah.
kept teasing me. She's like, when you turn 30, like everything's gonna stop working. I was like, that's stupid. That's just dumb. That's dumb, right?
Yeah,
turned 30,
how'd
I
I-
was like, ow. What is that?
Hey, don't
No.
put that voodoo that you have on me.
That voodoo
It's not
magic.
voodoo, bro. It's just
Just turned
physics.
32. It sucks.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, Carl's
But what happens at 40?
Still working.
Is 40 when the diseases start hitting? Is that how that works? Or do you get like
Nobody hit 40 yet, so we're
Y'all-
all still saying-
40, you just get that little pill thing with the Monday, Tuesday,
the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday thing?
That's like
A
they just
random
mail that to
Band-Aid
you.
on your hand.
In a random,
Random
yep.
Band-Aid
Come on, a
on your
multi-
hand.
What does Monday do? This
I'm
Monday
sorry.
prevents my sadness. Tuesday prevents my depression.
Hey,
Thursday.
Chris already started doing that. So that's true. When
What?
you turn 30, you start wearing hats all the time. That's definitely.
Man, that receding hairline is no joke.
Yeah, you never see it.
Oh shit, that's funny.
That's why my uncle wears hats nonstop.
Bro,
That's
Absolutely.
what exactly what my dad.
Hats.
That's exactly what my dad
My
was.
dad, yeah, that's my dad.
I
For
have
real.
so many more hats.
Face.
But
Yeah, even at 10 p.m. Right, randomness. I am wearing a hat.
oh Lord, you just a hipster. That's why. But
Damn.
I'm down for the hipster vibes though. That makes sense.
He ain't.
But
Hipster still works in
I've
2020.
been watching. Let's see. I've been watching, of course, Lovecraft Country.
Fantastic.
Raised by Wolves. That's getting good.
Not wanting to start that yet.
Oh yeah, it's some interesting shit on post apocalyptic, restart the world type stuff. But let's see what else I watched. I was watching Once Upon a Time on Disney Plus.
Mm.
Because I never watched it. Because when I initially heard about it, I was like, "Oh, this is boring," and then now I'm watching. I'm like, "Oh, this is actually pretty good." So, I'm watching that. What's that? Damn, there was a show. Oh, this show called Warrior on Cinemax. I've been trying to watch.
Isn't that the one where
Cinemax
it's
is still
like,
around?
yeah, they are. They have some bangers too.
Yeah.
Um,
I forgot all about them.
like takes place in like the early not 70s, maybe like 60s or something like that. I might be
It was
thinking of the
during like
wrong.
the 1920s, 1950s.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Is that on
During
HBO
the time
Max?
where like gangs in New York.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Okay.
And
Is
so,
Cinemax
again,
stuff on
Healing?
HBO Max?
huh?
Cinemax stuff, is that on HBO Max?
No.
No.
No, that's
That's its
nah,
own
that,
thing,
yeah.
unfortunately. So
That's
I've been,
annoying.
I find other ways.
That's
There's always
Put
a
the
way.
pirate hat on, please. Thank
Whoa,
you.
Time out.
You like horror drama, the third day is good, Maurice said.
AK is an officer of the law. He can't.
Time out. I stream it. I don't pirate. I stream it. Thank you very much.
Where do you stream
Get
it
that
from?
straight.
Yeah, yeah.
Pirate Bay.
JK streams it and then he
Okay.
shuts the site down.
Pirate Bay Plus.
I know, right?
Okay.
He streams it and slaps the tag up afterwards.
Yep. Like, damn, that was a good movie. Shut these motherfuckers down.
At least I'm glad I got to watch it before I canceled this shit.
Right.
Y'all are
Like, oh, that was good. Click.
Click.
Oh, damn.
All right, y'all. I downloaded all the content. Go ahead and pull the servers down.
Now as soon as you do that, you automatically in trouble. But what else I watched? Let's say Once Upon a Time. I've actually been watching that a whole lot lately. Warrior, I'm checking out. There's some new anime I want to check out too. It's Noblesse. What's the other one that
doesn't come out yet, but yeah, it's coming out.
What was Noblesse?
Noblesse.
Burn the Witch.
A fantastic manga if you haven't read it.
Kaizen and Akudama Drive.
Yep. We should do a whole conversation on next month's anime releases because there are some true bangers in there.
Oh yeah, I saw the mangas. I was like, shit, these guys look pretty good. So
because Burn the Witch, like quick tangent, like if you were a fan of like Bleach, Burn the Witch is set place in that same universe as Bleach, but in London versus in Japan.
And instead of hollows, it's dragons.
And so instead of hollows, it's dragons because like hollows are the demons that are set in Japan, and then in London it's dragons. And instead of I forget what the warriors are called in Bleach, but instead of them, and so instead of them, you have witches and warlocks as the fighters.
Yeah.
All right.
And so
is
I
that
want to
Kubo?
check that out.
Did Kubo also write that too, or is that
yes?
Yeah,
yeah,
he did.
His work as well.
All right, cool.
And so I want to check that out. And then also too, I've been waiting for the last Ronin to come out, and they keep pushing the shit back. For the comic because I pre-ordered it and I keep getting. Oh, not yet. Sorry, not yet. October. Oh, okay. So, checking that out, and then There's something else that I watched. I can't remember what, but well, besides trying to get a damn PS5, that's about it.
All right.
I don't know why y'all trying. I just wait that shit out right now, bro.
Which one of my friends got the damn email from Sony, and I was super upset. I was like,
Dang.
you know what? At least one of the homeboys got it.
Mm.
What you been watching, AJ?
Absolutely nothing.
All right.
Been pretty busy, so
Word,
yeah,
word.
didn't really catch up on anything. I'm hoping to catch up on God of High School and Fire Force.
Word.
So-
I need to catch up on that. All right, Carl, what you on?
Yeah, I'm
I
trying.
am. So I did watch Fire Force, out of high school, and it continues to ramp on God of High School. I don't know how they keep ramping, but they can't just keep ramping. So that's impressive. Watch Lovecraft Country. I, I'm starting to get concerned how many places this one myth is showing up in. Like I did not see. I mean, I guess this is spoiler alert, but I did not see the nine-tailed fox showing up in Lovecraft Country, but somehow it did. It's there. So I didn't see that coming. So I'm curious how, what role she's going to play in the future, because obviously there was a flashback episode, and the previous episode ended with him calling her. So that's going to be interesting. I started Raise Zero. It's a little bit of a slow burn at the beginning, but I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna hold out a little bit. I see potential there, but I'm not blown away yet. I'm probably like 3 or 4 episodes into it. I did start watching Raised by Wolves, and that's starting off, at least for me, a little slow as well. I want to see more development on the Campion character. They're alluding that he might be a child of prophecy. I would like that to be confirmed or denied sooner rather than later. That might be the whole arc, and they're trying to draw that out, but I want to know now. Okay, I don't want to wait. Let me
Zero
know.
patience.
Let me see
Raised
what
by
that
Wolves?
looks like. Yeah,
Mhm.
Raised by Wolves.
Oh yeah, I think. Did you see the last episode?
No, I just started it. So
Okay.
I think I'm like episode 3 or something like that.
Okay, because they have 2 more episodes came out today, and the last episode before the 2 new ones came out. Yeah, I would you'll get your answer then.
Maybe other people care. Spoiler alerts are not my thing. I don't care. Okay, I can't be spoiled. Surprise is not an element in movies or shows. That's a thing for me.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
if anybody's talking to me about, you don't have to worry about spoilers. Say what the heck ever you want. I will still enjoy it just as much. All right?
That's true.
Anyway,
True. Yeah, I'm.
There's not a lot of shows nowadays that like their surprises are like like big surprises. Like it's not. And even if it is, even if you know ahead of time, it doesn't change the overall show.
yeah,
Yeah,
for me, it
and-
doesn't do any of that. So
I mean, if I'm watching mystery, don't tell me who killed the person.
That's okay. So mystery
think that's fair.
genres are one thing. Yeah, mystery genres.
If I'm watching Knives Out, I mean, because I want to figure it out myself. Like,
Right.
I like to feel smart, right? That's the whole point of watching mystery, right?
I fell
Well,
asleep on that joint twice.
Did you
Yeah,
really?
sure
I haven't
did.
watched it
I
yet.
Sure
love
did.
that movie. I
Yeah,
absolutely love that movie.
I try. I need to
I love that movie.
watch
movie's
it during the
good.
day so I don't fall asleep.
So you
Yeah,
don't fall
definitely watch.
asleep.
It's definitely slow because it's really about like you got to really like focus in on the characters and there's a lot going on. But that's probably one of my favorite movies I've seen this year.
I didn't feel
maybe that's
bad
why
at
I
the
don't
end.
watch mystery that much. That might be the reason right there. It's just requiring too much of me right there.
I will
You
say at the end. Oh,
Oh,
go
sorry,
ahead.
go
My
ahead.
bad. Sorry. No, I was gonna say if
Um,
the internet dies out, you don't feel bad about the people.
Oh, jeez.
That's a good
All
point.
right.
I
Well,
don't
on
think I
that
feel
note,
bad for them anyway.
you said feel bad
But
for a little.
I felt like there was something else that I watched, but so I started a few new stuff this week. So Raised by Wolves, Raise Zero, whatever. So I'm hoping for the best there. This will probably be the week that I start The Boys. I haven't watched that yet, the new season anyway.
Congratulations.
So part of me is I wanted to have a backlog of episodes because that's the worst thing. And then
Agreed.
you gotta wait. That is just so tragic. But so yeah, I'll probably start that this week. But that's it for me.
All right, cool. Chris, you want to go next?
Yeah, I didn't watch much, but then I was just kind of thinking about it. I was like, I actually did kind of watch a good bit. I went to me and my girl went to Richmond over the weekend, and we were just being like, we got this cool little Airbnb, and we just like watched movies and like went to restaurants. By the way, Richmond is like slept on. That is a
It definitely is.
very
Yeah, it's a nice area.
yeah, it's really cool. Like, and it's cheap too. So
Yep. It's a nice place, definitely, in the DMV to get a staycation in.
yeah. So we're definitely gonna like spend some more time going back there. But yeah, so the main thing I've been watching is that Netflix has this little uh food competition show called the American Barbecue Competition.
Fantastic. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So fucking good.
Like we were saying earlier, like you cannot watch these you cannot watch these shows like if you're not eating. Like you have to like eat something while you're watching this because you're just gonna torture yourself if you don't.
My wife and I
So,
watched the other night, and we had to order barbecue afterwards. We were
dog,
in
I'm
this
telling you.
random
Serious.
barbecue spot on like Postmates, and
Was
it
it
was a
good?
random. It was all right. Like, I mean, it wasn't anything to call mom about, but I mean, it satisfied the urge.
Yeah. Nah, so that competition is actually really good. The black guy, they had how many black guys did they have in there? They had two black guys and one black woman. The black guy is actually the one I think he's in the top three. We're at I think the second to last episode. He's a beast. This is his first competition and he's just like knocking the shit out. So it's really cool. I've been watching that with my girl. While we were in Richmond, we watched the Idris Elba movie on Netflix called The Take.
Yeah.
It's a
I've
very
never
like
seen that before.
yeah, it's just entertaining. It's like it's nothing complex about it. It's some action. It's not it's just a chase like the terrorist type shit basically. So which is good. Like it was only an hour and a half. Like you don't have to think too hard. There's
Does he
some
play a Hobag?
explosions. Huh?
Does he play a Hobag or is that?
Nah, he plays a I think he's a CIA if I'm not mistaken.
Isn't he an informant though? Isn't he like a criminal who gets like recruited by the CIA or something like that?
Nah, he recruits the criminal.
Oh, he
Basically.
recruits the criminal.
Yeah, so he's the CIA and then he does all of that stuff. So it's entertaining. And then I know it's controversial. I did see that Cuties joint on Netflix with my girl and yeah, it was definitely uncomfortable in some instances.
Very uncomfortable. Almost
Yeah.
all the way through.
Yeah, so
You know, people who really should be ashamed in that show, the fucking parents. I'm sorry. I don't want to judge, but I can't help but judging as a parent.
you talking
Never in
about
the fucking
for the actor?
yeah. It's just I no too much damn makeup on the face. I could just no.
Yeah, that's a whole other like debate or discussion, but
Yeah.
um
I just
in
hate
terms
that.
of games, what were you about to say, JK?
I just hate that the story didn't align with really the poster because really what took people off was the poster.
Yeah.
They had in America, but in Europe, it was a completely different poster. So like, so
Is it like a
people
John
were
Benet Ramsey type of thing? Where they kind of
No.
do pageants and shit?
Nah. No, definitely
Um,
not that.
Real fast, but on your barbecue thing, another thing my wife and I discovered after watching the barbecue thing was Taco Chronicles on Netflix. If you have not watched that yet,
So
that's another thing that you have to be eating while you're watching. Shit's
yeah, my girlfriend is from her parents are from Ecuador and Guatemala.
Mhm.
So
Oh, you had the
like,
lottery.
yeah, so she's
I
yeah, I
can
get a
smell
lot
the
of
food. I can
yeah,
smell it. I'm just like,
she throws down. But yeah,
you don't have
that's
to
like one of her
grind.
favorite shows. That's one of her favorite shows, and so I'll be
Taco
watching. But I
Chronicles.
gotta, like you said, I gotta eat something because that shit
I
is like,
can't be watching with just
yeah,
like all this good food. Like I'd be ordering Taco Bell randomly when I be watching these Taco Chronicles. Nowhere near
And then
the
feeling this.
level. I feel
Yeah.
awful afterwards, but I mean, it helps satisfy the urge that I'm getting from watching these delicious ass tacos on the screen.
yeah, yeah. No, that shit is bomb. To round out games, I finally beat Ace Combat 7. That game is amazing. Has some of the best like set pieces in there. Like I flew through a fucking like car tunnel. I flew through, we were dogfighting in a thunderstorm. It was something, I had like dogfights in the clouds. Like this shit is just like, Ace Combat is on point. And the soundtrack is amazing. So yeah, definitely check that out. And then finally I beat all of the Slayer gates in Doom Eternal last night, which was like so stressful. But I'm ready for the
I laughed
DLC.
so hard.
Dog, that shit.
I laughed so hard on that.
They was
So
whipping
many
up on you, bro.
Dog, it was a struggle, but I got there. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. So,
I've never
I guess
beaten a game myself in my life.
which game?
I've never beaten a game myself in my life ever.
Damn.
The only game I've ever beaten is Halo, and that's because I had a companion doing all the work, and I was just there for the ride.
Damn. You just like riding coattails to the end.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I honestly can't think
Mario-
of like the last game that I beat.
Carl was Mario Chalmers.
I wish he started. I had no business starting.
You're Shane Battier.
Who else?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Absolutely.
You came in, get some good defensive minutes, and went right back to the beginning.
Yep.
Oh,
You said
dude.
got some good
Basically,
defensive
you
minutes.
got one little rebound.
All right. So, for me, I don't know where the week went. I'm tired, y'all. I don't
Yeah,
know.
for real. For real.
But I did watch Lovecraft episode 6. I mean, Carl already kind of talked about one of the most surprising elements. I mean, he didn't really describe it, but so I feel like anybody who watches it will definitely still be surprised in how it kind of shows up. But I watched that episode and then I listened to the podcast and was kind of unpacking some of the heavier themes of the episode, as far as like, being someone like different than your parents want you to be, but like at the same time still wanting their love and approval. And it's like, I mean, I feel like a lot of kids go through that. It's like part of
Yeah.
it is, as far as like talking to the parents, it's like you made me this way. Like the stuff that you taught me and the experiences that you gave me, like created this framework that I've used for everything else
whole
that I
life.
feel to the world through.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and so it's like, how can you be upset that I am the way that I am?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean,
This
it happens.
is you.
Parents, right? This is a reflection of you. This is a reflection of your
Right.
parenting.
It is.
Or lack thereof.
Or lack thereof. And then what else? They were talking about on the podcast about. Oh, my bad. What were you saying, AJ? I couldn't
No,
hear
you
you.
good. I was just saying, not always. Some kids are they're themselves.
I mean, that's very true. That's very
You
true.
can't parent them left or right. You just gotta kind of hope that they have some kind of rudder that they can.
But even in that sense, those children are choosing So, like, say in the extreme, the ones who go and veer, like, if you have a very Christian family, and then like that person goes completely left and goes Satanist, it was their ultimate decision to go against what their parents, taught them. Instead of using their framework, they decided to use what they believed was a better framework. So, yes,
Well,
in
I
that
mean, yeah,
situation, that fucked upness is not necessarily the parent's choice; it's more the child's choice. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
no, I'm just saying it's just like not everybody is not everybody is someone who can be influenced, right? So
true.
even if
Yeah,
like some people aren't able to be influenced, they're very self-sufficient, and so they're even if they go against their parents, it's like you could be the best parent ever and still raise a serial killer. That's not your fault because they're
I
a
mean,
serial
true.
killer.
yeah, that's something different
Okay, I
because
see
that's
your point.
that's a brain thing. That's not really a
Right,
nurture thing. That's a nature thing. And but
right.
I hear what you're saying, and I definitely feel like after a certain point, people not after a certain point, but like kids become their own people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
it's very much dependent on like the kind of people they see as possible. Like when we were talking about going back to kind of what I said about Bennett and Amelia and their relationship kind of subverting traditional gender norms and stuff like that, whereas like he wants to stay home and take care of the kids and that's something that I noticed and I like because it's like as a society and definitely as men we don't see that type of thing like in our fathers and our uncles, and so it's not something that we end up like it's something you end up learning on your own if you're interested in being that kind of person. Which brings me to my next point that they brought up was about like tender friendships, like the way she was with her friend that ended up getting captured, I guess I'll say. Um, like I feel like we're not like as people ever really taught, especially as black people, like we grow up with friends and we roast and shit like that. We're never really modeled
sincere.
or taught not I mean not even sincere but like softness
Yeah,
Yeah,
like this is something
yeah,
exact like it's something that you can cultivate. It's definitely something you can learn later if you want,
yeah.
and it's something that
I
I've
didn't.
definitely tried to cultivate with my friends, like telling them I love them and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yep. Yep.
But it's not something our parents, our grandparents really
do.
modeled.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Nah,
Mm,
true.
that's
I guess
I didn't actually have those type of relationships. Like when I think about like all my friendships like from middle school, high school, like we never talked about like what we were going through like
Ever.
emotionally. Like there was always just it was always surface level. It was either about girls, sports,
Yeah,
games, whatever, like just like surface level stuff. And it wasn't until college where we actually like when I met friends down there where we actually started having these conversations about like yo like how are you doing like how are you doing mentally, like I never had those conversations until I got older, and even then it was just like I was like damn, like I wish I would have like had these conversations in high school, and because there was a lot of shit that everybody
yeah.
was going through at that time, like
Especially
just
in high school, those conversations are probably
yeah.
more needed than anywhere else because in college you're at least somewhat of a normal adult, trying to become a normal adult. In high
Right.
school, you're all types of fucked up, and
Duh.
so like I can tell for sure it would have been helpful to hear from my friends at that point in time, like, hey, I'm also going through this shit. Like, it also feels awful. Like, I also, have these thoughts.
Hmm.
Instead of everyone being like, oh, I'm cool, man. I'm cool. I'm chilling. That's
No,
good.
I'm good. I'm
I
Yeah.
good.
mean,
Yep.
I had those
yeah,
No, you
conversations.
good? I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Like,
yeah.
I think it depends on one, the type of friends you have, because of course, like you said, it is the environment, like the niche of the coach of black culture is to kind of bottle up your feelings and not
Hmm.
really express them. Like even my dad, he was like, when I started crying, he's like, "Man, suck it up, stop. You
Yep.
want to cry?" I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, okay. And then like I thought my mom, she was like, "Yeah, he's just bullshit." Like,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
so like, cause I mean, she didn't really say that, but like I knew like I early on, like I had those conversations with my mom, or I open up to her, because my dad would be deployed or whatever, and she would talk to me and tell me and let me know like certain things and certain tropes. Like I had questions about like how they met. Like I asked them like, "Oh, how'd y'all meet?" Blah blah blah. Like, cause like back then, like I didn't really know like about relationships, love, stuff like that. And so like she would tell me, or I ask the other parents on the block, like who I'm really good friends with. So like to me, I guess it's not a I know it's not a normal thing amongst like the black community to like talk to talk to males and ask them like, hey, how you feeling, you know, stuff like that.
Right.
But like to me, being in a military family, I guess being able to to progress through different cultures
Right.
Yeah.
throughout my life, like
That's
from
true.
being in Egypt, being in Jerusalem, being in Korea, like I met people from all walks of life, all different parts of life, to where I didn't know the difference sometimes, but like there were different tropes that I had to pick up, especially when I was in Korea, because it's just different ways of life, and so that's why I was like with the movie, I was like, damn, like I kind of understood what she kind of went through. I haven't gone through it myself, but I'm saying I understand what like going against what the parent, like what your parent, what you grow
Parents,
up with,
Yeah. For sure.
because like for instance, I know everybody here probably has grown up Christian
in a sense.
in a sense, and so
Say no.
Boy,
I
you know you were in that Sunday service.
Chris is the
Chris,
only
take
one I
your
was
ass
waiting
to Sunday school.
Chris is the only one I was waiting for because I know how you asked with that, because I know him and another one of our friends, he doesn't like well, he didn't agree with Christianity is done, and so even though I'd grown up going to church every day or every Sunday or whatever and learning about God and stuff like that, I grew to believe that, you know, I don't have to go to church to believe in God. If I don't go to church, what, I'm gonna go straight to hell for not going to church? And they're like, well, yeah, this
Some people would like you to believe
Yeah.
that.
Some
I'm
people
like,
definitely.
but that goes against everything that the Bible said. Like that's
Listen,
contradictory.
I'll tell you
Two or more
what I
people.
have learned about religion. You know, people believe the parts they want, the parts that are convenient for them,
Yeah.
and like they'll
Yeah.
condemn you in a second
God as a
if your way
service.
is different. If you do
Yes.
anything different, got it.
Guys,
Facts. No bullshit.
I'm
So,
done.
I'm gonna
I'm
put that
done.
on a
I'm done.
t-shirt.
So,
Oh,
God
just
as
hey,
see
a
no
that,
bull.
yo.
We
God plus.
God
God
bless.
is the ultimate web service.
so
Yo.
oh church was the first
going back
subscription
to
service.
the I don't know
Lovecraft.
how long we're gonna go on this. No, I'm gonna be the only holdout who never watches that show on
Lovecraft
this.
Country.
Yeah,
Why?
I will
Because
never watch.
AJ, what you expect? It's AJ. I'm not
I'm a
surprised
natural
by that statement.
contrarian, first of all, and second
Real
of
quick
all,
before we switch subjects, though, real quick
Um,
while we're on Lovecraft, episode 3, where I guess I can't think of the sister's name, but when she basically woke up white because of witchery and voodoo and whatnot.
Is that 3 or 4?
Maybe 4. Maybe 4. I think it's 4. Isn't that a fascinating concept? Like my wife and I were watching that, and we were just like, "What would you do if one day you just woke up white?
freak the
Like for
fuck out.
the whole day you were white. Like you just got to do whatever the fuck you wanted
Oh, I'm
because you were
wilding
white,
out. I'm
right?
wilding out.
You said I'm
I'm wilding
what?
out. Like,
We go.
I'm not I'm not
So
wilding out, but
no, I'm
I
joking.
do imagine that I would just like to see how much less
Talking
I'm
back to
less
everybody.
anxiety I have,
yeah,
as a, just waking up.
Yes.
yeah.
Like,
It's
so I would
Yeah.
just
crazy.
like to see what that feels like. So I need more than a day because the first day I'm gonna be freaking out, right? But
Yeah.
Right.
I need to have some kind of semblance of, oh, this might be permanent, and then give me that time to like to rest in it, and then wake up and just not worry about blackness, because like that's the thing that we black people deal with, like even amongst ourselves, like
Yeah.
Hell
blackness
yeah.
is huge, right? Like it's our because it's our only export in America, really. Like it's the only thing that we
Yeah.
even have any kind of influence on. It's so important to us that we end up like using it against each other, which isn't cool. But
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
Use your black card.
Yeah, the black card. Remember, I remember specifically getting my black card ripped up at FAMU in
Damn.
front of everybody in the
Ah.
school
Several times.
because I had never seen Lean on Me.
Several times.
Jesus. All right. We gonna go back
I
to
would say this.
Lovecraft.
I want to say this. It wasn't just Lean on Me. It was a bunch of movies, and
It
Oh,
wasn't a
damn.
bunch of movies.
So
it was a
JJ's
bunch
trying
of
to throw
movies,
credence
AJ. And
around
so
the revocation
I
of
was
said
like, I
podcast.
told AJ, I was like, AJ, don't say this to anybody.
I'm
He said,
I'm fine
"Don't."
with it. I'm fine with it. We're fine with it here, but don't go outside of this room and
Listen,
say this to
you're
anybody.
okay at this coffee shop, but if you
First of
walk
all-
outside, you're
Right.
fucked.
First of all, they were not okay with it there. That's where I got my card ripped up, right in front of my face, and then
Like I said,
they took the imaginary
AJ,
card and threw it into the
AJ.
imaginary wind.
AJ, like I said, the first time you told us this was with who? It was me. It was, and I don't think Creston was there. It was me, Ashley, and a couple other
Ashley
people.
ripped my card up. That's how
And
I
that's
know.
what, and that's
you're
what I
lying.
told you. And that's what I
No
told you.
safety there.
And I said that was your first mistake. You should have never told Ashley because Ashley would have done it. And that's what I told you. I said, AJ, look.
I'm an undercover black woman.
What is going on? You know what? All right. So we're gonna go
I have
back
no
to.
idea what that is.
I think okay. Well, we'll come
Undercover
back.
white
We'll come
woman,
back.
but yeah. So, and
Oh,
then from Tender Friendships, that kind of brings me to, like, my next point. Like, I am, and I mean, probably, some of y'all can relate, but like, I'm a weird nigga. Like, I'm, you know,
Yes,
Yep.
everybody on
not
this call.
not a not what most people would consider normal. Like, I have a certain way I communicate. I'm obsessed with kind of being clear and making sure I'm
Right.
understood and stuff like that. And I'm just different, dog. And so one thing from the show that kind of resonated with me also was like mimicking normalcy to
Yep.
in order to gain access to like normal people and normal spaces and like feeling normal. And
Mhm.
yeah, and I mean it's whack and fucked up, but
Yeah.
it's one of the themes that I picked up on that I also noticed and resonated with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Maurice, man. But yeah, no, I feel you on that. I actually talked to my therapist today about that, like how as I think us as black men, especially like in the workforce, like we
Mhm.
have
Man.
like this
Yep.
this thread that's just always going, that's like deciphering all the like jabs and like the racist shit and
Yep.
the because white people talk a certain way. Like it's always like they always they smile at you, but they're insulting you as well. And so it's
At the
like that
same
little
time,
thread. Yeah, like it's always that like that little thread that you always have to like be aware of that, and especially in the workforce, because it's always like that there's extra eyes and pressure on you, so
yep.
you just have to like there's always that little like extra thought in your mind of like, what are these motherfuckers actually saying? Like they were like, "Oh, I like your shoes today." And it's just like you fucking
That is my constant thought. I'm just like, what the fuck do you mean you like my shoes? Like,
yeah, like it's just like
I
and
can't
then,
take their compliment for face value. I never can.
exactly.
So just for anybody who has joined this podcast and is possibly is white,
Yeah, we
Ain't
had
nobody
nothing
and
against
you,
you.
Man,
and
this
if
is
you
called
feel,
the
if you feel
Blerdimension.
offended,
Facts.
if you feel
We
And you didn't
unapologetic
understand what blurred dimension
unapolog
means. It means black nerds.
That's
We
it.
talk
ex-
about our
come out,
black
come out, come
experience.
out, come out. If
we're
you feel offended,
unapologetically black,
if you feel offended, we don't give a damn.
man.
Just
At
educate
all.
yourself about what we mean
Basically,
and learn, so so when you go to your other friends who are black, you know something a little bit. You feel me?
yeah.
Should
Yeah.
we share
You know?
our theme song? And
Oh yeah, buddy,
Not really.
black. Yeah, that's our theme song. Carl and our theme song for our company that's not formed. Y'all know that song "Black" by Buddy?
No.
Yes,
Yeah,
I've heard it. I've heard it
it's
before.
basically the chorus is literally black, black, black on black, black,
Oh
black
shit.
my skin. So, like, it's just literally that's the song.
I'm done.
This
I'm done
man
with
Malik
tacos.
talking about
Man. I'm
as a
so
white
done.
woman of color. Yo, I'm done. All
I'm
right, so
done.
and then uh the last, I guess these last three bullet points are kind of all related. But what I was thinking about, like the imperialism, like our army went to Korea, and I'm just like the shot where they're in the tank, like rolling down the street,
We're
like
here to
talking
save
about
you.
we're here, like from like as she's walking out of the theater, having just seen whatever movie, or no, they stopped they stopped the movie at that point, and it's
Yeah.
like it's from what you or what exactly are you saving people from? And then it's like it's interesting to see that how it doesn't just crush the Koreans, who they definitely like kill and let people kill because like they're accused of being communists and stuff like that. But like this whole time we're um being introduced to Atticus as a character and as a person, like he's presented as smart and responsible and caring and stuff like that. But it's like in the first half of this episode, or the first is it the second half, whatever. After the army comes, they round
Yeah,
up some of these nurses, and the commanding officer that's standing there questioning people and has already shot one nurse, has apparent his clip is empty, and so he calls for a private. Tick comes up, cocks his gun, and just shoots the lady. And it's
Mm.
like just
no
completely stripped him of everything that
That we was that set up previously.
exactly.
It
And
shows you how
so
you have no remorse, no feelings, no nothing. And then it wasn't until he got into the hospital bed he started to show his feelings, started to show his real his real self. It's like war stripped him. It's that meaning of like war when you go to war. And I've seen this in my dad a little bit. I mean, he's still a great man. I still love him.
No, but war changes the person as a
yeah,
whole. Like my
absolutely.
uncle, I
100%.
remember my uncle being like one of the nicest men I've ever met. Like he showed me anime, everything. But when he
Yeah.
came back from the war, he was a different man entirely.
Yeah.
Like the
100%.
uncle that I knew was gone, like
And
gone.
Especially people who's in combat. That's it's
Yep.
Yeah,
one thing
hell yeah.
right.
to
And so
go
that's
to
why
war,
like
but
when my
combat.
dad like I had to take it. I was like, damn, because like he wanted me to join the army. I was like, nope.
Not
He's like,
interested. Yeah.
and they
I
were like,
refuse. Yep.
I
It's
remember to this day, like we were in Alabama, and a guy came up. He was in our. He's like, "Oh, you nice and solid, man. You'll be nice on the gunner." I was like, "Nope." I was
good
like,
on that.
Why didn't you want to join the army?" I was like, "One, gunners always get shot first in the head. Two, I do not want to join the army because I know it will change me and it will forever change me, and I don't want to be that. And three, I seen how it does with my dad, and I see what happened to him. He's still a great guy, still made it to one of the top. He made it as a colonel, retired as a colonel, never got shot, never got killed, or anything like, or never got killed, never got shot or anything like that. And so
He got killed, but he came back. He shook it off.
he came
Yeah,
back,
he shook it off. He shook it off.
He was like,
He had took
cool,
some
cool.
he was too tough
He's
for
like,
death.
it was like Captain America, from the comics.
Yeah, yeah.
The Tuskegee experiments, stuff like that. But that's
But
that's still got pay grade. But
but yeah.
anyway,
So
um,
and then that kind of, not to cut you off, but that brings me to
go
like
ahead.
like your own personal culpability, like in war. Like he was like, I was when she came to him and she was like, you killed my friend, and he was like, I was just doing my job. And it's like, but like at this, and it's I guess I'm torn on it, because it's like, if he doesn't kill this lady, he's gonna get killed or dishonorably discharged or whatever, and then somebody else is gonna come up and kill her. And so it's not
Yeah.
like he's gonna stop this war machine by not killing this one person, but at the same time, like I feel like we all still know it's fucking wrong. And so you know I don't know.
Yeah, and
um
they were back then. They'd be quick to kill a black person for insubordination.
Yep.
So
you said
that's
So,
partially
We were nothing but cannon fire fodder back then.
us
well, this
and
particular CO was black, so I don't know if he would have, but he
Yeah.
it still would have been consequences.
But I mean, honestly, even worse. I mean, same as with us in the police department now. We have to go above and beyond to avoid our blackness in those situations. Like even in the military, that was a very prominent thing then.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
for
What were you
me.
saying, Carl?
So you know, I keep going back and forth on like the death penalty, on how I feel about that. Like some,
Mm-hmm.
you know, for the longest time I've been against it, so I'm still on that
Agreed,
side.
Taco.
But like just looking at that, like when I saw that happen, I wasn't surprised by it. I wasn't taken back by it, and that alone made me feel something. Like the fact that I saw that, and I was just like, yeah, that's about right. Like because
Mm-hmm.
stretching back to high school and now, let's just say, uh, my mental state has not always been in a positive spot,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't been to war. I've been through a thing or two in life, but I haven't been through war. And if I can get there mentally, thinking certain things, not being in war, and this dude, that's probably not his first kill.
Right.
Certainly not his first person he's seen dying in front of him. Uh, you know,
especially a
it
civilian.
Yeah.
it wasn't shocking to me like I felt like it should have been.
Mhm.
And as imperfect people, even an imperfect jury, casting ultimate judgment like that on a human being, say, hey, you got to go to death. There needs to be a price paid, but I don't think you know it's that spot that we sentence somebody to death because of whatever.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like it's just too easy to say people are evil, even with folks that the vast majority of people would say, "Yep, that's an evil person, and they should get all this coming to them." Like to me, that's like emotional stuff. That again, there's got to be a price paid, but just taking that life, I don't think anybody should be doing any of that.
And it's,
But
and it's
yeah,
yeah, I
I
agree. And
agree. I,
it's not that people are good or evil. It's the yeah. I'll say this and then and we'll keep going. It's not saying that people are good or evil. They just do good or evil things. So like nobody's a good person. Nobody's an evil person. They do good or evil things, which shows that which kind of reflects their character in a sense. If that makes sense.
Mm.
I heard what you're
But
saying.
That's always been a hard thing for me. I guess as a human to kind of to take that to understand that concept of good and evil because I've always felt like it's based off of your own morality. Um, but yeah, we can
I
move
mean,
on to
yeah.
happier topics.
we'll be here for another 2 hours.
Yeah. So I
That's
mean, and that
another
kind of
podcast where we get
right.
philosophical.
Yeah. But the my last bullet is kind of philosophical because it's about tying into the last like 2 points, kind of reconciling potentially monstrous parts of yourself with like your humanity, like with Tick and the girl who's I mean killed some arguably some of them had to be not great people. And then Tick has killed some probably people who were considered not who he was told were not good people or who he was told it was for the greater good and shit like
Hmm.
that. And then, to like come back or not come back from that, but at the same time be I don't know, like falling in love with the best friend of the girl he tortured and stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
And she kind of goes like, we we've both done bad things, but we're not the worst thing that we've done.
Right.
yeah,
And so, yeah.
and it's funny too. And it's funny how like in the beginning where she was going through life before the U.S. troops showed up, there wasn't people killing like hanging people in the streets, or it wasn't like people ostracizing themselves because they're communists or anything, or trying to hide themselves because they were thinking they weren't communists, but they had thoughts about like what if we did this a different way, and that was dangerous to people. So when the U.S. came in and they were hunting down communists and saying that, oh well, these communists are because they never really found out if there was any leaks or anything. They just said, "Oh, there's a communist in our post, and we take them out or whatever." So I find it funny, like that whole as the U.S. came in, that whole wave of like prejudice and um what's the word I'm looking for? Not racism, but prejudice and I can't think of the word. Anyway,
It's all good.
but yeah, but
Get your
yeah,
point.
I found it funny that like like you said, imperialism. Like on top of that, imperialism becomes prejudice, comes a whole bunch of stuff that's wrong with our country now, and it comes into a society where it's actually peaceful and like nothing's going on, and everybody's friendly with each other and stuff like that. Then we bring our own quote unquote problems and evil to that country, and it just spreads like wildfire. So like I find that interesting too. So
Extremely.
I
All right. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Carl. You got one that?
no, yeah, just a couple of things. So I I don't think I don't think you could establish a society based on morality. Um, so like everybody has their own, right? Everybody has their own,
All right. So hold
and
up. We're gonna have to put a pin in
good,
that, Carl, because that's about to
yeah,
become a whole conversation. Not because like I said in the chat, I feel like there's some stuff that's kind of universal, like hurting like innocent people, hurting children, hurt like we gonna have a whole other podcast if we start
yeah,
talking about that.
yeah,
Um,
if we have
yeah.
time, we can
but
come
did
back.
you have like not like I said, I don't want to like cut you off. Did you have something real quick though that maybe I won't talk for like another half hour about?
I'll throw this out there. It could probably go for that. It's just a throw out. I'll just say like ideas. So like communism,
Killing is good.
democracy, all of that stuff. Ideas are to me violent things, right? They can't just stay in the area. They must spread like a disease or a virus. They're fighting for survival. There's an evolution to ideas themselves, and so uh, imperialism, democracy, communism, I think is just a reflection of that. And
Mm,
wars will continue to happen because ideas are trying to reproduce. They're trying to survive. So anyway,
I hear what you said. I don't know if well, I mean we can definitely talk about it. We should
see, that's
probably
what I'm saying. That's a spirited debate that could be had on that. Yeah.
word. All right, so we gonna get into this news. So first up, we got Doom Eternal coming to Xbox Game
All right,
Pass.
motherfuckers. All y'all need to play that shit. Y'all need
I
to
will
stop
play
fucking
Doom.
around and play that shit. The game is tight. It's one of the best games ever made, hands
Best
down.
games
Has
ever
so much
made.
action. Oh, for
It is
sure,
one,
for
it is one of
sure.
the best games ever made. I'm not gonna
That
lie,
yeah,
and
that game is awesome. Like the shit that you can do in that game, man. Oh, fucking amazing.
the real reason why we brought that in the news, what we're gonna talk about later on in the topic of it,
Yep,
and because it was so fast that
man.
this happened. Like
Checkmate.
it was literally, yes, literally like a day or so, and it said, "Oh well, we're having this game, this game, this thing, this game." Yes,
Mhm.
we got them set up for the next 5 months.
Y'all
So
welcome.
like,
Yeah.
but no, I'm playing like I'm trying to finish Doom Eternal now on PlayStation. I'm like, shit, I may just have to switch over to Xbox.
Yeah, I think
Mm.
since
Oh,
it's
you
coming
have
to
it on
Game Pass, I think I'm gonna play it.
you have it on PlayStation?
Nigga, you know this. What kind of
Damn.
question? Like,
I
I'm
thought
Wow.
this whole time I thought it was on Xbox. I thought you had it on
like,
Xbox.
this is what I mean. Motherfuckers don't listen to me. Like I tell y'all shit.
I personally don't
And
listen to you,
I
but
know
that's
you
just
don't.
my own. That's
That's
my
why
own
I'm
feelings.
like I'm looking dumb about it right now. So that's what I'm saying.
Nah, I thought this whole time you had your gen on
Like,
Xbox, but
Damn, son.
you
I'm
put
just
yourself
Wow.
in a hole. It's like
Niggas don't.
nah.
it's gonna
That's
be
the
one
quote.
day where I
That's the quote
say,
of the night. Niggas don't listen to me.
yeah, 100%. Because I'm one day I'm gonna like, hey y'all need to start bunkering down because shit's about to hit the fan. And then y'all, Then all of a sudden, Jackie, why didn't you tell her? Well, I told you 5 months ago. Y'all just didn't listen, so I'm not gonna worry. I'm just chilling. Y'all outside had to be in Wasteland 3 in this motherfucker, okay? So like, don't worry about it.
True.
Don't worry about
All right, so who's getting it? Let's start off with
I'm
that.
gonna get it. I'm gonna try.
I mean, who's gonna play it? Who's gonna
it. I
play
mean,
it?
it's free, so why not?
Yeah.
I believe in free things.
Yeah.
I
Game
just,
Pass make it
I
easy.
just, I will say this: don't try to do any of the Slayer gates yet. Just go through the story.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Definitely, like, well, the
Is
first
this a
like
single
few.
player
Damn,
game?
talk out here laying truth.
Is it a single player game?
It's
Doom?
single player, and then they do have a multiplayer aspect, but I haven't tried it. It's like an asymmetrical multiplayer where one person plays as the Doomslayer, then the other ones play as like the
demons.
demons. Basically.
Why would I want to play someone who's about to get a shotgun to the face? I
I
mean,
mean,
that's like playing Avengers and not getting Iron Man. Like, I mean, yeah, you got subpar characters, but I mean,
yo.
Okay, well, definitely want to
Don't
put
do
Avengers.
that. This is
Iron
not
Man
the
was
place for that
great.
debate. That's another episode.
So, Amazon had a hardware event, and
yay!
I'm not buying none of that shit, but it was interesting.
Yeah, Amazon products are not inspiring. I don't know what I was like thinking about that the other day. I was like,
Because they got
I
money
don't-
and they can blow it, and
like
people will
I
buy
don't
Amazon products.
care. Like I don't care about
I
Amazon
don't.
products for some
They're
reason.
not for us.
They're not good.
They're for grandma.
They're for
They're for grandma. Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. That Ring drone.
My
Get
grandparents.
that shit out.
Oh my god, that Ring drone! Get the shit out of here. But no, talk about like
That's
scary,
gonna
like look into the future type of thing, right? Like, could you imagine like giant police drones, kind of like just flying around your area, sort of like policing the area?
I mean,
Right.
that's LA.
I had that idea
that
for
show?
pieces.
Say again.
I had
that
that idea
show
for
on-
pieces.
So you were trying to kill everybody for a thesis, just so you can get out of school.
Wrong. I was trying to create something to where we can have a safer campus.
They
They said-
murder.
I'd
Let's
rather
call
a
it
black
LA.
person make it than somebody who was.
Honestly, yeah, if we're gonna be real, I'd rather a black person make something like that because
Like, same reason why like facial recognition and all that stuff doesn't really work on us because
Yep.
it's tested created by white people. So it's like, nah, yeah, that guy's the same guy. Yeah,
Yep,
facial
that guy,
recognition, they all look alike.
y'all look alike.
Same build and everything. Yep.
But there was a what was that Netflix show? Something 8, something with the
Sense8.
Code 8. Code 8.
yeah.
Code 8.
And they have huge drone robots, drone
Oh
Yep.
yeah, that was Code 8.
drop robots out of them and stuff.
Yep. Could you
Yeah,
imagine?
I
Shit's
mean, they're
terrifying.
well on their way.
They're well on their way.
Boston Dynamics is about to have everybody out
they-
here fucked up.
They've
Ah.
done that in LA for like 30 years, right? Like all these helicopters going around LA, the ghetto birds. That's just the next step. They've been doing
That's
that
just
in
the next
LA
step,
forever.
yeah. Is fucking drones over here.
Unmanned. It's gonna be like
Unmanned drones, yep.
Yeah, they got this spherical echo thing that looks kind of interesting. I mean, I'm still not gonna buy it, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
then
feel like
oh, so my bad. Carl, go ahead.
Amazon and Facebook is like the companies I trust the least with devices.
No
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, I
Exactly.
do
No
not trust them with
bullshit.
devices.
Yeah. That
Yeah, they
device is
updated
bad.
With us.
their mesh router, and it's like I'm not putting that in my house, Amazon.
I'm not.
There's no
You get the
fucking
fuck
way.
out of here with that.
Yeah.
There's
I'll
no
see
way.
you another time, Amazon.
Yeah, hell, I'll see you in hell. Like, get out of here.
Oh,
Yep,
damn.
pretty fucking much.
Hell, okay.
Nah.
No, it's I'm so with that. Like, no, you get the fuck out of here with that.
Okay.
This
We
sniffing
will-
all the packets.
So
Look, the Bezos is not concerned about whether everybody buys. He just wants a piece of every industry.
Everything,
That's all he
yeah.
wants. So
Exactly.
he
That's
doesn't
that's
care.
been his thing for the longest time. Yeah, just give me a piece.
He just
True.
wants
Yeah.
like 1% of every industry, and you will always be the richest man in the world if you get your hands in every pie.
Every
you always-
pie.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's why that brings us to the Amazon Luna, whatever that shit,
yep.
that cloud
Come
gaming
on.
service.
Cheap looking
upset.
ass. Come on, dog. This controller looked like some shit. I read somewhere somebody was like,
It's
"This look
like
like something you
Ouya.
buy off a Wish," and it's like
It looks
exactly.
like the
It do.
This shit is
It
trash.
looks
do.
like the controller.
It do. Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, like this. It was just like, it's like, who cares? Like nobody. Like that's the thing with like these big tech companies, right? Like especially them trying to pivot into the gaming space. Like Microsoft, it took them, up until now to basically. I mean, you had that first generation with the Xbox. They had to prove like they were, really about the whole gaming shit. And first Xbox was success, and then the 360 was a huge success. Xbox One, we won't talk about that, but Series S and then Series X is
What was that?
looking to be starting off on a good foot. But it takes time to build cred, especially for gamers. I mean, like of course, like Google and Amazon and all of them can get into the space, but they're not gonna like really be really about it. That's why Stadia hasn't taken off, because it was just kind of like it kind of comes off as a also ran. Like it's nothing like exciting about it. It's just like, oh, this is just Google like just trying to get into this space. Like it wasn't. There's no like love behind it, I guess you could say.
I mean,
They need to buy
Stadia. So I will say
studios,
about
build
Stadia.
studios.
Oh my bad. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying they just need to buy. They need to buy studios and actually commit. Like,
I don't
this
even
might
think
sound
that'll
funny
help
from an
them.
Xbox
Yeah, I don't know
fan,
that.
but exclusives is not everything. But you gotta be like, okay, put some skin in the game. Don't just throw out some products based on crap you already have, which is the cloud.
True.
Like,
those consoles.
invest.
Those consoles seem like the thing you'll find like in CVS, like in that section where they have all those random.
Yes, as seen on
Like,
TV.
As
like,
seen on
no
TV.
bullshit.
yeah, you walk in and you be like, oh yeah, or Luna, or Stadia, like, and it's just like something your grandma buys you, like, cause she don't know anything about
Yeah, no
games anyway.
bullshit. She
So
just know you play
this
games.
Luna
Johnny, I
thing.
got you this Luna thing. It looked fancy.
Don't you be playing them
you
video
know,
games? Yeah. No.
You say
Don't
you
you
can play in
play
the
them
cloud
games?
or something? Like you play it on the airplane in the cloud? Is that how it works?
Is that how it
Come
works,
on.
Johnny?
Now I will say for Luna, it looks like they have a lot more interesting stuff to offer so far, like as opposed to what I saw with Stadia, or however it said, Stadia.
Stadia. It doesn't really.
And so that's cool. And
But I
there's
don't
Twitch
either.
integration. Like I could not, no matter how I
Like
tried to
that's
hook up
the
that
only thing.
Chromecast,
Yeah.
I could not stream the fucking Stadia thing. And so it's like, what? I can't. It's not for me.
That's literally what it's gonna have going for it is a Twitch integration. Like
Oh yeah, they already put that.
That's gonna be that's gonna be their biggest selling thing, because people especially if they make it to where if they make the system sturdy enough where you can stream on the Luna, like that there's a market there for that, but it's a very small market.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it. I don't know. It.
I don't care.
Like I will say, I'm definitely more. I would say open to like streaming now, since that I've tried like XCloud, and that was actually pretty decent. It still wouldn't be like my preferred way of playing games, and I think that's like that's my whole thing is just like it's never, like I won't say it never, but at this point in time it won't replace like traditional console and PC gaming for me. Like it will be like kind of like a like shit, I don't have anything else I need to like play on my phone or that type of shit, but even then I'll just probably have my Switch.
Honestly, Shadow's kind of been my newfound love. I be playing on my iPad so often. I kid you not. Like I'll throw up my iPad, launch the Shadow app, connect my controller, and I'll be playing on that during like meetings and stuff. I mean, when I don't have meetings and stuff, because
right. Because I don't do that at work.
Business. I don't do that at work. I don't play games at work.
I'm a professional.
I am a professional.
I like that cleanup, even though you throw me trash, but it's whatever.
Damn.
This rude mother over here. You know what? I'm done. Meet me in Halo. I'll see you in 5.
We already starting.
Lord.
Oh,
So what else we got? What?
speaking
So
of Xbox,
yeah. Speaking of Xbox, the Series X slash Pipe S. I don't know how we're supposed to say that.
The names.
Right.
Or
The weird ass names.
The new Xbox expansion cards are up for pre-order. I don't know if you're gonna be able to get one because I mean pre-orders have been such a clusterfuck this gen for everything. But
yeah.
you could
That's
if you want.
intentional.
I knew, so as soon as I saw that uh they were going this approach with their expansion cards, I was like,
Mhm.
them giants are gonna be expensive.
Hell
I
yeah,
knew it, like,
Expansive.
absolutely.
because
$219.
they're, what'd you say?
$219.
Yeah, like
Like,
I
come
knew
on,
it,
dog.
like, so I still have PTSD from the whole like Vita situation, because those whole like proprietary like memory card, every time I hear that I'm just like, oh, this is gonna
Mm-mm.
cost too much money. It's gonna be too much money. And sure enough,
For 1 terabyte,
it
like,
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
come on, dog.
Yeah. So,
But it's
and
super
it's,
fast though.
yeah, that's the thing. That it is a new, like, it's cutting edge, like,
For sure.
SSD technology. But the cool thing is that they still allow you to play older games through your external hard drive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then you can also basically store uh games on your regular external hard drive, and then port them over when you're ready to play. You can port them over to your
Yeah.
SSD
Okay,
expansion when you're
that's
ready.
not too bad.
That's Yeah, so the regular external drive works for Xbox, original Xbox games, 360 and Xbox One games. And then the Series X optimized games are going to only be able to be played using the expansion cards. But you hold on, we're getting an echo. Uh hold on for a second. But so you can basically like port them over when you're ready to play. So it's interesting approach, because you can still like basically store everything that you want, like, in in the traditional fashion. So you can pay like $120 for like a 4 terabyte external, but then when you're ready to play, you gotta like move it over. I wonder how the write speed is going to be from moving from external to the SSD. So that's going to be the interesting part.
Yeah. They
Nice.
It
said,
might be dependent on the hard drive.
yeah. And they said on the thing, they had like a chart where it talked about the USB 3.1 or 3.0, or I think it was 3.1, I can't remember. And between that and the actual um Seagate SSD, and it was showing like the comparison of what you can do. Like you can still,
Mhm.
like how Crescent said, you can still have the external one, and you can play the older Xbox games, but it won't be optimized to Xbox Series X um graphics and stuff like that, unless you port it over to the onboard hard drive or
Mm-hmm.
SSD. And
Yep.
so I found, and then like the transfer speed. So like how everybody is banking on the transfer speed and the load times and stuff like that. Like none of that will be optimized on the external hard drive unless ported over to the SSD. So
Mm-hmm.
so it's pretty much they're trying to bank on like, hey, you can still use your SSD or a hard drive or external hard drive, but if you get this one, you'll be able to load faster, be able to pretty much utilize your Xbox Series X and S to the full
Mm-hmm.
potential. So I'm like, oh, okay, so I see what they're trying to do.
I'll
And
probably still go external because that's gonna be way. I could probably get maybe a 2 gig SSD in a USB like slot container thing, and it'll probably still be cheaper than 220. Have my Series X, stuff on that, and just when I'm ready to play, transfer it super fast. It'll be way faster than downloading, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
probably be good. And just instead of it being instantaneous, I gotta wait a couple minutes to transfer it, rather than 20 minutes or half an hour to download it again. So,
Yeah,
so
it'll
I
be a
might do
good
that.
it'll be a good way to just like bank it,
Yeah.
and that's the cool part. Yeah, and it will be faster than just downloading it outright, every time. So
So keep like 2 to 3 games because that's about all you could fit on the internal,
basically,
and
basically,
then download new ones, put it on the external, and just swap them in as I need it. Yeah.
yep, exactly.
That's 220. That's a little too steep.
Facts.
That's damn near the console.
That's
Well,
that's like a
S,
Series
yeah.
S.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, and then, so last week we were talking about how Xbox, Xbox Series pre-orders were coming up, and then the other graphics card, the bigger one, the 3090, was also
Oh,
coming up,
that was a
and
clusterfuck.
you know, it was all shit. So Xbox Series pre-orders came up, and I don't know how many of us got one. I know AJ got one, Beast got
I
one,
got one.
and Crest. So half of us got one. Well, I don't think Tech
I
is
don't
going
know
for
what
that.
the
He's
issue
not for the.
was. I don't know what the issue
Carl
was.
is the
I
most
got
logical. I mean, Tech is the most logical one out of us.
Yeah.
Carl, did you
Yeah.
get one?
That's a
That's-
negative.
Oh, he's muted.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, and then I don't understand like these huge companies with these products that they only roll out. Oh damn, we lost Carl. He'd be back. That they only roll out a couple, like once every couple years. Like how have you not
Once every like 7 years.
exactly like how were you not ready for this? What
Yeah.
happened?
So we're all techies, right? Like, how would we approach this? Like, I feel like, I mean, especially like Microsoft's like page, right? They should have like limitless amounts of like Azure instances where they could just spin it up like instantly, right?
Yeah, these are pre-orders. They're not actually making the consoles. Like it's not like they're like making. Oh, we gotta make consoles as soon as somebody orders when we make a
Right.
console. It's not on
You
demand.
just taking
So-
orders and you can't even do that good.
Yes.
True.
It's I mean, it was bad for okay, so has anybody else get a PS5?
Nah,
No.
not even close.
I knew JK was gonna be salty.
No, you asshole.
I got lucky, man. I got lucky. GameStop was their whole thing was a shit
Let me
show.
ask
But
you this. Did you do it after they announced the price, or did you do it
I
as
just
soon?
saw like I literally just like was on Twitter. And actually, no, my cousin hit me up. My cousin hit me. I was like, "Yo, like PlayStation, I just got one from Target." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then I checked Twitter, and then I was on a Warrior 64. Was like, "Yo, like PS, like it's up at Best Buy, it's up at this and this and that." And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like let me. And
My
it was
sister called at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and she's like, "Hey, yo, the PS4 Pro." I was like, "No, they're not. They're not available to the month." Lo and behold, I go on Target and Best Buy. The shit's open. Oh, somebody fucked up. That's why.
the retailers. I'm telling you, the retailers were like doing like a mini like rebellion against these motherfuckers because they were like, yo, like y'all took forever to just let us know what the price and the release date and all
True.
this shit. It's
I
like,
mean, that's
man,
true.
fuck this shit. We gonna put this shit on pre-order right now.
We're
Fuck
gonna do whatever
y'all
the hell we
date
want.
tomorrow. This shit's gonna
So
we
funny.
gonna get our money. Fuck this shit. Fuck
It was so
y'all.
funny how they post on Instagram. They were like, "Yeah, so resellers will have them available tomorrow for pre-order." So I was okay. Bet 8 o'clock, I'm there. Nigga, 8 a.m., not 8 p.m., motherfucker. Come on now. Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
and then lo and behold, I kept getting my shit put out my cart. So I was like,
Best Buy was probably like the most savage. They'll take you all the way through the process and be like, "Dog, your cart is empty."
Best
I
Buy.
don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
I couldn't even get the shit in the cart. I'm refreshing, and the shit is like coming
It
soon.
was
I'm
like
like,
sleight of hand, like a magician.
Yeah.
They was like, look over here, and then they was
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
like,
Exactly.
and they
balance the cart.
Dog, that's how it was for Target for Xbox. Like I kept clicking it, and it kept saying, "Oh, the maximum is 1." I was like, "Okay, cool." Go in my cart. Oh, well, I don't know what you're talking about, man. There's nothing here, bro.
Nothing here to see, man. Nothing here to see.
Nothing to
Man.
see. Nothing to
But,
see.
And
What
let
if
me just say
somebody was
this,
digitally taking it out of your cart? Like what if there was like some hacker who was like,
Dog.
Like,
nope.
oh, we're not ready for all these pre-orders. Let me just.
dog.
I think there was somebody on the other. I think there's somebody hacking into all these bots. Have bots that will take it out your cart as soon as you try to hit it.
Oh, it's
And
heartbroken.
it's like,
Bruh.
Dog.
Heart.
I would say the most savage out of all of these motherfuckers was GameStop. They
yeah,
made you stand in a
fine.
digital line, and then when you get in the goddamn digital store, there's no goddamn inventory. That shit is gone.
Right.
It's like,
It's
dog,
gone.
you could have told me this while I was in the line. I could have closed this tab a
So long.
long time ago, dog. Like, you made me sit here and look at this dumbass graphic. The graphic was distorted too. They need to get that shit together, dog.
This shit
This
was
shit
a
was
mess.
like, like, dog. Somebody,
why they
an
did that,
intern
right?
put that together.
Facts.
You know why they did that? Because
100%.
you guys abandoned them, and now now the shoe was on the other foot for at least one day. Revenge.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It
They
was
I
sealed
don't
their
even
own
know
revenge.
if those
fate.
people are
They
even
need to get
getting
their
their
model together.
consoles.
That's their
They're
fault.
like, oh,
The
y'all don't want to step in our
bundles.
store? You gonna step in our digital line and wait.
Hey, those
They're not
motherfuckers
even
are
gonna get
literally
the
selling
consoles.
their demise. Them digital consoles, they not making no money from them joints
Look,
at all.
all I'm saying is, then on top of that, the 390s, they almost got bought up by bots too.
Dude, they went, and
Oh,
it's
that was
like
a whole
the
clusterfuck.
3090 is $1,500. How the fuck did it
You
go
got
Dog,
like that?
like that.
dog, like that's
They
what I'm
want it.
trying. I'm like, dog, and everybody's supposed to be broke, and everybody
No,
like spending. Is
it's
everybody
not.
spending like $1,500 on a goddamn like
Dropping a
graphics
mortgage payment
card?
right quick. Fuck that house.
I'm like,
They do that in
goddamn.
the shoe the shoe industry too. Like when like they have all these drops for shoes, there are literally you can literally buy bots to buy shoes for you. And so what these people do is they buy the thing and then they resell it, right? So they upsell it by like 3-4 times its actual price. And anybody who really wants it and can afford it buys it, and then whatever they got left they usually end up just selling it for whatever they bought for it, but they usually end up making so much money that it's okay to buy too much. And so yeah, they just send the bots out there and say, okay, buy this much. So yeah, everybody's broke except for the one person who has like 1,500 bots buying things.
Man,
And
that
then
that shit was ridiculous. But so let's talk about this. Why do we possibly need to, like, logically, like, take a step back. You're like, okay, I don't need a Series X. I don't need a PS5 right now. Because I mean, let's be honest, none of them really have any games that are like,
Yeah.
Actually
compelling.
useful.
Yeah. I mean, and now it just came out that the Spider-Man Miles Morales, you can play that on PS4. So everybody got bamboozled on that. That's not a bad thing. I think like that's a smart thing because they're gonna make more money doing that. Like why
Yeah.
would you gate the game on PS5 and not everybody's gonna be able to get the PS5 because they're not gonna have enough units, blah 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 blah. So yeah, so it's a smart thing to do. Release that shit on PS4 because you're gonna get way more money from that. Everybody's still
True.
mad about that. Like, oh, it's supposed to be a PS5 exclusive. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, dog, like, come on now. It's all business. They don't care about you. You need to get that out of your mind right now.
Right. You're not special.
Exactly. I don't know why these motherfuckers, especially Sony fans, like they think they're so special.
I mean,
Anyway,
I'm
that's
special
another
my
topic
mama
for
told
another
me
day.
so.
Yeah, that's something different.
But why do we get crazy over this shit? Like this was like completely like the hype was so real with this shit, and
yeah, it's like hype beast.
I
This is
couldn't resist. Like it was exciting. It was dumb. It was so stupid when I took a step back. I was like, dog, why the fuck?
When you realize the marketing's getting you,
Yes, I'm like, dog, they got me.
and then you
I
feel
couldn't
like you
help
have
it.
pie on your face. Yeah.
I couldn't
First of
help
all,
it.
marketing absolutely works. That's why
Hell
it's a
yeah.
multi-billion-dollar industry. Like when people think that commercials don't affect them, that means the people are
Right.
doing their job.
Exactly.
The marketing is doing their job. So yeah, of course you're dealing with being affected by like momentum. Basically, everybody's emotions kind of headed in one direction. Your emotions get swept up. That just shows that you have empathy. That doesn't make you a fool. I mean, a sociopath would have had no problem ignoring all of this. So
This is
just
true.
take that to heart.
I was
See, I had no problem ignoring all of this.
Yo.
And there's our sociopath test.
Right. Man.
Happy to help.
Happy to help.
I was wounded
Alright, so
all
my bad.
day.
You was what?
I was wounded all day.
Bro, I'm
Oh,
still
so you weren't successful, Carl?
Look, man. I put an event on my phone for 10:55 a.m. the previous day. I woke up happy when I got into some work thing because it was pre-order day. It was battery investor day. I'm like, yes. Woke up happy, got into work, and it went out my mind. But my phone didn't buzz. That phone is hot garbage. That phone is hot. I can't wait to kill that phone. The iPhone's coming. But
you switching over?
it's looking very likely now.
Damn.
Oh, right, because the watch had the blood oxygen level thing. Because it wasn't that one of the things you said to Carl that you needed to have.
I just know there's not enough innovation on the Android side right now. Android has been killing it for innovation for the most part of the last 10 years, and they just hit the slow-mo button on the innovation side.
Yeah.
And I am hurt that I'm not going to be able to put xCloud on it, but I got a lot of Android devices around here. I'll figure it out.
True.
But yeah, like I had the whole thing, and then AJ hit me up, like, because he was like showing me, as soon as he lifted his phone up, I was just like, oh my gosh, pit in my stomach. I spent like 30 minutes trying, and
if I had a video camera of his reaction,
hurt.
I feel you, Carl. I'm still heartbroken, bro. About the 3080. I can wait for the console, but like, damn.
The 3080 is what hit me. Like, I would say I was hyped for the 3080. I knew it was going to happen. Like, I knew.
think y'all are worse off than everybody.
Yeah, I knew the moment they announced it. I was like, I'm not getting my hands on this for months, but, I'm still going to try. I was in line. I tried ordering it.
I knew I was going to get that Series X. I just knew it. Didn't happen.
All right, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna put the hurt behind us for now. And we're gonna get to our topic of the week, which is Xbox. With the ultimate flex acquiring ZeniMax Media.
7.5.
7.5 billion dollars. Like, dog, just give me a little bit. Just give me
real.
Take a little
1% of that.
Right,
I'll take. Nah, I'll be honest. Give me 10. Give me 10%. I feel like I contributed in this.
You're getting greedy. Just 1%. And then with my own ingenuity and creativity, I think I can make that grow.
Exactly. I'll work it out from there.
A lot of people got rich.
A lot of people got rich. Probably when they never thought they would, to be honest. Because let's be real. Like, how many devs did Bethesda have at this point in time? Like how many devs were over there? Like, who was working those?
They got 2,300 employees. So you got
okay. I didn't realize that.
You got to figure 700 of them are devs.
Yeah.
All right.
They got Bethesda. They got Arcane. They got ID. They got who else did they get with ZeniMax?
Bethesda, I'm excited about the ID for the tech.
id Tech.
Yeah.
Yo, there's a possibility. If 343 just keeps fucking up, id Software can make the next Halo.
That would be wild.
That would be. Dog, can you imagine? Dog, Halo on id Tech.
That would be crispy.
Dog, like
Halo with Doom type feel.
Oh God.
Just like all of that shit. Like just. Man, I'm telling you, 343, they better get their shit together.
You blushing, bro.
Dog,
That's like two of
Your
my favorite
excitement
like
level.
first person shooters, and then like they're literally all under one umbrella now. Like the shit is like
Oh,
what
what happy ho!
man. I'm just happy that because for me, I don't really fuck with the Elder Scrolls series. I think I don't really like that genre. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry if I'm hurting y'all feelings, but I don't like
It's
that
in my
shit.
heart, bro.
I'm tired of seeing dragons and tired of seeing these swords and I'm tired of that shit.
He's all
Anyway,
tired of physical stuff.
so but I really like Bethesda's like I would say like their second tier games, like the Dishonored, Evil Within, Wolfenstein,
Oh, Wolfenstein, yeah.
like all of those games, like those giants are they are solid. So like the people that are making the Death Loop, Arcane, those are people that did Dishonored and all that. Like that game is gonna be tight because Dishonored is tight. It's basically Dishonored but a little faster.
Guns and stuff, right?
Yeah, and then you got the whole rewind mechanic and shit. Like that game is gonna be tight. So definitely like the people behind that game they know what the
I
fuck
want
they
to see that
doing.
multiplayer, tell you the truth, because it looks very interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, nah, this shit was like the super flex. Like I was listening to a podcast earlier, and it basically if you think about it, Bethesda is basically home to like all of like the American or Western RPGs. So
Yep.
like Xbox now basically has like all of the major Western RPGs like under one roof. Like shit is crazy. You got Fallout, you got Elder Scrolls, you got fucking you got Wasteland, you got fucking that new joint that's coming out, Starfield.
Oh yeah.
And
I
then
heard that's going to be exclusive, by the way.
exclusive
shit.
to Xbox.
Yes. So the console and PC. So I don't think that's going to be cross-plat.
You talking about Starfield or Skyrim or what?
Starfield is what I heard. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but I heard that's going to be an exclusive.
I could see that. I could see like the existing franchises like Elder Scrolls and Fallout. I could see them being multi-platform because you get way like if you think about it, it's like get way more money that way, and you can still kind of gate the DLC behind. Like you could be like, all right, if you're on Game Pass, you get everything for free, but if you're on PS5, you got to pay up and then you got to pay for DLC. Like,
yeah,
that type of shit.
So my question is though, well, one, I wanted to say, I hope remember that game Scalebound, that dragon game where
Yeah, by Platinum.
Like a Dragon Rider or
yeah,
whatever.
They canceled that crap, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would be, well, then again, it's by Platinum, so they would have to get rights for it. But it would be very cool if they had Platinum work with Bethesda to make a game like that.
That would be tight.
But my next question is, with all the exclusives that PlayStation was getting with Bethesda from the different games, are they going to cut those now?
Nah, they still have to honor it.
Yeah, I think they're going to honor it, and then they're going to cut it after a certain time, right?
No, I think that whatever deal Sony's worked out with Bethesda, they're gonna let that run its course.
Mm-hmm.
But that's up for like a year or two out from now, anyway. So
yeah, the time
exclusivity
shit.
So is the new Doom DLC going to come out first for PlayStation and Xbox, or they're going to come out?
No, Doom is going to be that's across the board. There's no exclusivity with Doom. It's only with Deathloop and what was that other shit? I can't remember, but yeah, but they're that whole like, I mean, because you think about like Final Fantasy VII remake, right? Like that's just a timed exclusive. There's no telling when it's going to come out for PC and Xbox, but that's what Square Enix does that these days. Like they did that for the whole Tomb Raider series. Like it was exclusive for was it exclusive for Xbox or PlayStation? I think I want to say Xbox, but it was exclusive for a while and then it just came out on everything. And that's going to be the same way the shit works with
Final Fantasy 7 remake, and then probably like Deathloop. But I don't think like, but I don't know. I don't see Deathloop being more than like a year maybe of timed exclusivity. They may cut that shit in half. They may be like, yo, it's for a year, but like, nah, nigga, this is gonna be for 6 months.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
they could just cut that shit down.
I guess we'll see. Like they're saying, they're saying they're gonna honor anything that's already in place, but I mean they're not signing until like the end of the second half of next year, and I mean who knows
Yeah.
what it's gonna be like at that point. They might be like, nah, nigga, we ain't.
Yeah. Exactly.
We about to put this out everywhere right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's interesting. I'm looking forward to see how it goes.
Yeah, I think it's exciting, like, cause all them games are gonna be on Game Pass. Like, that's the bottom line of everything. Is like that whole catalog that Bethesda has is just gonna be on Game Pass. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, man, I don't know, man. It's super exciting. And then I think that because I think Bethesda's really banking on Fallout 76 to be a huge hit. But the shit just like crashed. They need to get rid of that Fallout engine. Let's be real. They need to get rid of that engine. That engine is garbage. That engine is beyond garbage. That shit has been like creaking since like Fallout 3. Fallout 3 was like, I feel like that was kind of like, all right, after that, y'all should have just been like, all right, let's spend a couple years developing a new engine and let's move on. But they try to ship out Fallout New Vegas, and then they shipped out Fallout 4 right after, using that same garbage. Then they try to use that same garbage ass engine and turn into a MMO, and that shit just completely failed. So yeah,
an absolute flop.
Side note, Sony's net income fluctuates anywhere between $5 billion and $8 billion per year. So all the profit that Sony makes in a whole year is most of the time less than what Microsoft just dropped to acquire ZeniMax.
Flexing hard.
Flex on them. Drop a quick bill.
All right.
Quick
nuts.
Microsoft Bethesda, wanna, have some little partnership. Holla at your boys over here.
Hey.
I'm glad to flip for Xbox. You feel me? Because I got that first before the PS5. So you know.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So we gonna that's it for the show. I think we're gonna transition. Thank y'all again for joining us. Definitely let us know what you think about our discussions today, or if there's something you haven't seen us talk about that you want us to cover. Follow us at Blerdimension everywhere if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're gonna take a brief intermission. We're gonna switch over. But stay tuned for some Halo, some shit talking.
Drop the battles, taking off the gloves.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
AJ, take yours off.
Hey.
But no, Carl just said it's kind of sad for Sony's perspective.
Because everybody on here thinks I'm sorry because all they do is see my Halo gameplay. But I'm the Soul Calibur champ. I walk around.
Jesus.
This is true.
I have the Soul Calibur belt on right now.
I go to bed before Soul Calibur.
I'm sorry,
so
man.
normally I would be the champ, but AJ get that because I go to sleep.
I'm just so good at it, guys. I'm so good.
I don't know, bro.
Oh my gosh.
I'm only saying this because look at Creston. I can just feel the hatred.
No, you're gonna get a lot. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna get a lot of. You're just gonna get the main bunch. There's no experimenting today. Like, it's gonna be the main characters that I fuck with.
Hey, well,
I'm sorry, man. You got one character with that goddamn stick. Goddamn broomstick.
AJ,
look, nobody got mad at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the skyhook. Why you gonna get mad at me for Khalid?
I be fucking up with Click too. I just haven't done it in a while, but
I thought that nigga name was Keelik.
Jesus.
Keelik. I call him Click.
Everybody mispronouncing that shit.
Starts with a K, ends with a K. That's all I know.
That's it. There we go.
It worked.